Hello there, friends. Welcome in. Hello, hello. We are in an event. If you are not seeing the live button, then you are catching me on replay. So, just put there replay. Let me know that you were here. We are in an event today in Yadi's Workshop and Friends, and it is part of her Just Journaling Around. Hello there, Miss Yadi. Hello there, Amanda. Welcome in. And we are doing Christmas journaling today, so that's going to be super fun. Yep. So, alright, I'm trying to find myself so that I can get myself shared out to my groups. So if you don't mind, please sprinkling me out. I would greatly appreciate it. I am doing better. I'm having to put like local anesthesia gel on my mouth to help, but other than that, I mean, I'm alright. You know, I'll survive. Alright, I'm excited. I'm a little sad that I'm going to miss the first event for the faith journaling with Miss Yadi, but I know it's going to be an awesome event, so you guys need to make sure that you are following Yadi's Workshop and Friends. It's a free event group, and she has got just some amazing events planned, and they are usually on the weekend, which makes it a little harder for me to be in them, especially on Sundays. But I try, because I love being in her events. So let's get started, okay? Oh, why is my camera all the way up there? That was way further out than usual. Alright, so I'm going to bring you guys down, and hopefully you guys can see what I'm doing. Hello there, Miss Yvonne. Welcome in. So, we worked on this little journal the other day, and I wanted to get it finished up, so that's what we're going to be doing today. We're going to add the second signature to it, so I have some pages here for us to utilize, and we're going to hopefully then decorate this and make it look all nice and cute and stuff, and that way this little cat treat box journal will be complete. And it's kind of woodland type Christmas themed is what I was going for, so yeah. Oh, I was in an event yesterday and I made a little hat for my turkey. We were making turkeys, so I think it came out super cute. Alright, so I have a few different papers here that we could either use for the signature or to make and create some of our thank you, to create some of our ephemera pieces. So that's what we're gonna work on, and I really do like this one right here, because once I fold it, I'm gonna have the truck on one side and the trees on the other, so I think this one's gonna look really cute. So we're gonna start by cutting some of our pages and things up just a little bit. And I do have what are these again? These are 6x6s for the most part, but we need to trim them down to fit the box. So I am going to measure what size it is that I need. So welcome to everybody. Thank you so much, Miss Yadi, for hosting the event. Please, please, please stay tuned, because up after me is going to be Miss Brenda from SMK Creations by Brenda and Travis. So make sure that you stay tuned for that. Okay? Stay tuned for that. So it's 5 that way. And what did we end up cutting these at? Because jeepers, if I remember. So the height is 5, and then I think we left them at 6. Okay, so I'm just gonna trim this down. So there's one. Now this one I won't have to trim because it is already a shorter piece. This is actually from a 4 by 6, 4 by 6.5, 6.5 by 4.5. So 4.5 by 6.5 pad. So kind of like the little longer ones. So we're gonna mix and match and add some different ones in here. So I think that'll be cute. So see, I have this one as well. I pulled out a few different ones to add. So we're gonna work with that and see what we do. Okay. So let me cut this one down because I do want to add this one. Oh, wait a second. This one actually has. You might need to utilize that for something else. Good morning, Miss Jody. How are you, dear? I hope you are doing well. And remember that if something is directional, to cut it in the proper direction, okay? So you gotta kind of keep an eye on that. Definitely don't want to cut it the wrong way and then you've got something that's not going to work really well. That wouldn't be cool. Alright, so we've got those ones, and then I also have this one right here, which I really like, and I think it's going to look really cute. So we have to cut this one down for sure, because this one is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So let's, okay, what was the length of these pages? So it was like 7. So the length was about 7 on those pages. So thank you to everybody who's popping in on this, Saturday morning, because it's Saturday morning. And I know you could be in so many different places, and yet you chose to be here joining me during my live. So I greatly appreciate that a whole lot. It means a lot to me that you want to be here. And yeah, it's gonna kind of cut some of the treetops off, but that'll be alright. That still looks cute. Okay. So let's see how many pages we have and what this is looking like. So we have that one, and then we could bring in like, well, this one needs to be in the middle so that you can see the whole tree cutting part. So we'll put this one, and let's get some book paper or book pages to go in here as well. So this is just a book that I have, And we're going to grab some of the pages out of here to use. If you've never taken a book apart, it is a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, let me just say that. I thoroughly enjoy taking books apart, and I know that might sound horrible to somebody who, you know, loves books and reads books all the time, you know, and I'm sorry if that is you, but I really like taking them apart. I do. I think it's just very, very cool. Because you get to use them and reuse them and give them a new purpose, you know? So, again, thank you to everybody for coming in. I really do appreciate it a whole lot. Okay, so let's add, ooh, that might actually be a little too tall, so we need to cut some of this off. Yeah, that's better. And because they're gonna be background, I am not concerned with the words not being right, because it's not like I'm trying to read the story, you know. Now if I was trying to read the story, that might be a whole nother story. If I'm trying to read the story, it would be a whole nother story. Lots of tongue twisting there. This is just a back page and it's a plain page, so I'm gonna add it because that'll give you like a spot to write and journal on. I think that is actually pretty cool. And let's add some rugged edges to this, and let's tear this up just a little bit. Hello there, Miss Brenda. Hello, hello. Miss Brenda will be up after me. So super excited to see what she will be doing for our Christmas journaling event. We are all pretty much, you know, done with, I mean, I know that some of us will be in like some fall themed events, but I think pretty much everybody now wants to craft Christmas. And I mean, I can understand that, honestly. I can totally understand that. Because it does get, you know, kind of the boring with the same stuff over and over again. So let's give ourselves, oops, some different pages here, I think. I think that would be really cute. Alright. So now we gotta line everything up and fold everything. And you can fold everything manually or you can score it. I mean, that is completely up to you. So if this is at 6, that means I need to score it at 3. 6.5, 3 1/4, 3 1/4. If this is 6, my half point is gonna be 3. Who would have known that doing crafting and you gotta do math, huh? Who would have thunk it? Who would have thunk it? Right? But we are in a Christmas event, and again I am finishing up a little journal that I started on a live a few days ago, and decided I wanted to finish it up and have it completed. So why not finish it together, seeing as it was a Christmas themed anyways. And these pages come from multiple different pads. So normally what I do is I have my paper is sorted, and I have it sorted by either like the theme, the holiday, or the darn it, color. And when it comes to Christmas, I have it separated as green, red Christmas. I have it separated as pink Christmas, blue Christmas, because I'm hung up on doing them in like those types of colors. Gingerbread is another one, another theme. No, this is going to be the back one. This one was going to be the last one, so I don't even know why that's there. So yeah, I mean, let's cut this up. Let's cut this up and give this a different edge. How about that? Change it up a little bit. Change it up a little bit. Since we made some of the edges already kind of rough and ragged. But you could ink these pages if you wanted to. You can stamp them. I mean, it's completely up to you what you choose to do with your pages. And how you choose to do it and all of that. You can add book pages like I am, or not. I mean, that's completely up to you. You know, you make your journal however it feels best to you. You know, it's like your crafts. Like there's a feel to it. You know, there's a feel to it. Like you kind of figure out like what it is that, like, that is so off. How in the world did I score that far off? I would have been better off having it. Okay. And then we'll put that one there. So we'll have that part, and then on this side you'll see the rest of the truck. And we'll have this page. We'll have that page right there. Have this one. Actually, let's bring this one in here like that. I think Yeah, I think that works. Yeah, I kind of like that. Okay. And then I gotta remember that these are supposed to be more towards the middle. So I need to make sure that all of my pages are lined up. That's the biggest thing when you're getting ready to sew your signature in, is you want to make sure that, you know, everything is lined up to go into your book. Alright, let me grab my owl, because I don't keep my owl right next to me, so let me grab that. Hopefully you guys are able to see everything. And so this is a 2 signature. It is a tiny, but it is still a 2 signature. And I am going to measure where my holes need to be. Now, if I would have made a template the last time, I wouldn't need to do what I'm doing right now, but this is going to help me know where it is that I need to put my holes for this journal. Okay, so you see I marked where I'm supposed to put my holes in. If you guys can see if we can bring it down just a little bit so you guys can see hopefully better. So you see how I marked it on my paper. Now I'm going to bring my paper on the inside, and that is going to help me know where it is that I need to place my holes. This is also going to help me because see how this would be right here? That means I need to move this page down just a little bit. Hello there, my sweet Mandy. Miss Mandy is up actually after Miss Brenda, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see what everybody's going to be doing today. Like, how exciting is this, you know? Let me see if I can find me a hole. Okay. Then again, I mean, I am using my marks from my paper. This is my guide, okay? The marks that I've made on my paper. And then I'm just using my owl and I'm making my holes. Just popped in to surprise me with, yay! Well, that's awesome. You're gonna get your bathroom taken care of. You know? That's really good. Okay. So now that I have that, I'm going to, I know, we're doing all the Christmas stuff, and mine is like all like woodsy Christmas trees, going to cut the tree type thing. That's what my little journal is. Alright, and I've said it multiple times, when you are going to sew, you want to make sure that you have 3 times the height of your papers, okay? It is always better to have more than it is to, you know, get halfway through and find out that you don't have enough. Okay? Because that is definitely not good. Alright, so this is waxed thread. It's already pre-waxed, but you can get a wax, a beeswax roll. You can find it in the sewing department. That's where I bought mine, at the Hobby Lobs. Or I think you can also find it in the leather crafting section. Okay. Hello there, sweet Grace. How are you? Okay, so we're going to start by going down. And let me find that first hole. And then remember to keep a decent piece of string so that you can come back and, you know, do your sewing. I mean your tying. Thank you for spreading those blessings, my friend. I truly appreciate that. And I hope you are having a blessed Saturday. I really, really do hope that you are gonna have a blessed Saturday, and that goes for everybody. I really wish you all a blessed Saturday and a blessed week in general. You know, we have a blessed weekend coming up, and that you are able to do all the things that you hope to accomplish this weekend. This actually, hubby will be, this is his first day off. He'll be on vacation mode because it is his birthday on Tuesday, and for the first time he's actually not going to be working on his birthday, as he normally always works. But this year he's off, and that is a blessing. So we get to spend some time together. Alright, so I am just going to wrap my extra cord around, and I'm just pulling it through, and I mean, you can do it with your fingers. I was just using that. Okay, so once it's pulled through, okay, we're going to, I'm going to pull it through again just because I want to make sure that it is snug and tight and all of the things. And all of the things. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being here. Like I said, early on a Saturday morning. I know that there's a lot of things that are happening. I know that there are other lives going on right now, and so I'm very grateful for you guys popping into my live. Okay, so we are going to tie, and some people like to tie bows. I just tie knots. Okay, that's just me. I just tie a simple knot and go about my day. I mean, you can do a bow. You know, you have plenty that you could do a bow. You have plenty that you could do a if you pull it properly, you could have like a dangle if you wanted to. I mean, that's gonna be completely up to you. And I'm going to do a second tie. So I'm actually going to bring this through, and we're going to tie it one more time. And all I did was bring the one round and tie it nice and snug. And now we're going to trim off any excess that we may have. Okay. And so that's going to give us our second signature. Okay, so now this is what it's going to look like, okay? Hey there, hello to everyone. So you're going to open it up. So we're going to do something here because it's very pale, okay? That's the inside. All right. We have the cute pages against, right? We have that one right there, here. So there's a lot of blank space, which is great if you do journal. But we'll add we'll leave some blank for journaling, but we'll also add some pockets and things of that nature to it. But this is what it's gonna look like. Okay, so that was the first signature. That's the one that we just put in. This one is the second signature, and this one is actually one that we put in previously. So I already put a little pocket tuck there. We have some space here open. Book page, some more book page. We actually have a lot more book page than scrapbook paper on this one. And that's fine. It's all good. We'll add color with some other stuff. So yeah, so that's what we got to do now. We're going to take this, and now I personally do not have a problem with the papers sticking out. If you do, you can trim them. That's fine. This time I didn't have to, but with the first one that I put in, I did have to trim some because it was sticking out at the bottom, and you know, you really don't want it to stick out at the bottom. Okay, so let us work on getting some decorations done on these pages, okay? So we're going to use some of the leftover scraps to make things with, okay? That's what we're going to do. As well as, let me put my needle away though first, because I definitely don't want to lose that or poke myself with it. So let's get that put away. We'll get that put away. Okay. And that's my owl. We're going to put that away too, because we don't need it anymore, so it can go away. Alright. So this has these cute 4 little squares here, so let's go ahead and trim those out. This was a cut apart piece that came in one of the sets that where we grabbed some of the paper from. So we're gonna cut it out. Whether we end up using them or not, at least they'll be cut, okay? And that's many times the biggest thing, is like having things pre-cut. Or deciding, you know, what to use them for. Okay, so we have those little 4 cut down. I did pull this one out here, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, I want to see what would be a really, like, this part here would be a nice design for a tag. So I'm going to trim that off. Look at your paper, see how it speaks to you, and then, you know, cut it or turn it into whatever you want. So see, I wanted to have like the bulk of a deer, so this was like the better one, because in the rest of it, it really didn't work for that. But we can turn this into a pocket. So I'm definitely going to keep the rest of this around for that. These strips that we cut off, these would be great for little belly bands. So we're going to use those. We also have this piece, so I'm going to go ahead and trim off the white part. And that could also be a potential belly band. Maybe, we'll see. And it's double-sided, which is really cute. And then we have this right here from where we cut the trees off. So again, this could make a good tag. This could also be great for pockets. So let's cut it down a little bit. Like not a whole lot, but let's cut it down some. Okay. And then we also have this piece that I'm going to trim right here where it's nice and cut. Thank you. They are from several different like books, paper pads that I took apart. So many times what I end up doing is I'll take the paper pads apart and I will organize by color or by theme. And if the paper pad comes and it's like if it really is very cohesive, then I'll keep it together. If not, then I tend to part it, you know. So this one already had the nice trimmed edge, so this will be a cute little tuck spot. So we have that. And then this can be turned into some tags. So let's see how long this piece is, and let's trim it down, because obviously we definitely don't need no 8 3/4. That is way too big. So let's look at doing 3.5. That might be too small. Do 4. We'll do 4. We'll do 4, and that gives me one at 4 and one at 4 5/8. So they have 2 different heights to them. That'll be fine. That'll work. Okay, so let's start working with that for now. That is a good little bit there to work with. Okay, so let's open my journal up just a tad bit. These things are so strong. Okay, and I want to start by doing the pocket here. So I need to measure what is going to be the best. And so I need to trim it right here, right where the deer's nose is. So I'm going to bring my trimmer back up, and we're going to work with that. And this is just going to be a little small like pocket journal, and I think that's going to be really cute, because it would make a great little stocking stuffer. Okay, and obviously this is a pretty tall pocket if we leave it like that, so we need to bring it down. And let's look at the size of the tag that I had. Okay, what about the little tag? Oh, even that one will work. So let's trim this down. Thank you. You are so sweet. You are very, very kind, my friend. Alright, so I need to notch it a little bit because that helps with when we're pulling stuff out. So if you have a small punch, which I have a little scalloped punch that I'm going to use for this. It's a 1 inch, and I'm going to use that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to do like a half circle here, and that's going to turn into our notch spot. You see that? So that'll help us right there. So let's get our glue, and we only have to do the edges of this because again it is a pocket, so you can slide things in. And being right at the front, like if you wanted to gift this to somebody and maybe you want to gift a little gift card, you could slide a little gift card in here, and that would make a cute little, like, here's a journal and a little gift card for a coffee or something, right? Go get you a peppermint hot chocolate or something. You know, whatever the person likes to drink. And so we just do the edges. And bring it down. And I'm going to go as close to the edge as I can. Okay? I'm going to go to as close to the edges as I can. And we'll hold it down just for a little bit. With paper glue like this, like an art glitter glue or a Barely or whatever, it will hold really quickly, which is a good thing. Okay? You just have to, you know, give it a few seconds, that's all. A minute at most. Okay, so that was our first page. Let's see what we want to do. If we want to do anything over here, you can do something over here. I think I'm going to leave it. Now I want to look at this little page here. Okay, is there something I want to do to this page? This is where you start to consider, you know, what types of things do you want to add? Do you want to add a tuck? That's a little too big for that. Oh, but we could add one of these little squares. And I kind of like the idea of this one, the little, you know, jolly and happy. I like that. You know, you could also do it on the book page if you wanted to. Totally can do that as well. Oh, thank you so much for the stars, Miss Rhonda. I truly appreciate that, my friend. That is very, very sweet of you. I'm going to lift this just a little bit. The other thing we can do is we could also just add a belly band for our tag. Oh, that would be really cute. Let's do that. Let's add a belly band right here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're going to add a belly band. And I need to trim it down just a smidge. So I'm going to mark where I need to cut it. Hello there, Miss Teresa. Hello, hello, my friends. Thank you so much for coming in. We are doing Christmas journaling today, and I'm actually starting off the event. We will be doing, you'll have presenters all day here at Yadi's Workshop and Friends. So make sure that you are following. It is a free group, my friends, and she does lovely events. Today is for the love of journaling, and it is Christmas journaling. But she hosts all kind of crafty events as well. So you definitely have to, you know, make sure that you're part of that free group so that you can see all of the lovely things that all of these amazing ladies be doing. Because, oh my gosh, so much talent. There is so much talent in our world, and I am just blessed that I can be friends with so many of you talented ladies. That's all I'm going to say. I am very blessed. All right, I have, let me see if I still have enough ink left on this right here. Oh, there was still a little bit of that paper pad glue on this page right here. Well, that's not cool. Okay, so let's just put a little bit of green, because you know it is very white. So we're going to put just a little bit of green here on the edges, just to kind of like help it out a little bit, make it more festive, all the good things. Yeah, I am so glad that you found me too. Yeah, making this cute little Christmas journal. As we're finishing it up actually, because I started it during an event where it was, you know, to craft with, you know, trash to treasure. And so this was actually, it was a box of treats for my cats. And now look at it. It is a cute, adorable little journal. So yeah, I think we did good with you know, the whole let's make it something that it's not. All right, so I'm gonna take this. I do have this really cute punch here. It makes tags. So now I have the nice little tag spot up there. And you guys know I don't like the straight corners, so we're going to round this off. And, oh, where did my belly band go to? Ah, there we go. So, it's going to fit right there. Cute little tag. So we have the pocket. Again, you could make this to where you could put a little gift card in. I think that would be so much fun, right? And let's add some green to the edges of this one as well. But today is all about Christmas journaling. I am excited to see what everybody will be doing. So much fun, you know. Oh, I am excited that I was able to participate, my friend, and thank you so much for making an earlier slot for me so I could participate. I truly do appreciate that. I really, really do, because I love being part of your events. It's just, like I said, Saturdays and Sundays, especially Sundays. Sundays are really hard. But yeah, see, look what a little bit of distressing in green did. It totally elevated it. So again, we have some old book page there. We have that tag that we did. So we have this page here. I like the idea of adding this, and I'm actually thinking of, we're going to turn it into a flip. So I'm actually going to score it right quick so that it can flip, and let's do it to where it flips up. So let's do it to where it will flip up, and don't need a whole lot for it to flip, but let's give it about that much. And then we'll come in and we'll fold it. Yeah, I wanted to get this journal completed so that I can focus on my snow globe journal that I've been working on. That if you guys were here the other day, you guys saw that. Oh no, you can never go wrong with inking. And, you know, I know, because I love it too. We all love our vintage photo, or maybe like a walnut stain or something. But it's Christmas time, guys. Pull out the greens, pull out the reds, you know, try some of those other colors that we have. You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. It looks really cute. I've done the pink for a pink Christmas, and once I get done with my snow globe journal, I'm gonna be working on a pink Christmas journal, which is odd because if you guys know me, I like the dark, so I normally don't do pink. Pink is not my color. But you know, yeah. Okay, so we're going to add us a little bit of some glue here. You could use double-sided tape if you want, if that's what you have. I mean, use what you have, right? That's what we are always saying. Use what you have. You don't have to always go out and buy the newest thing. Don't get me wrong. It's fun to go buy the stuff, but, you know, you use what you got. Right? So we'll give that a little bit of time to dry. And then we still have plenty of space over here to journal, which is awesome. Same with this little side over here, if you wanted to do something like that. I'm thinking we can add maybe, yeah, a little slide and tuck spot. So we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna do my edges. So the two sides that are gonna be pointing out, I rounded those. And then we're only going to put glue on the side that is going to be closest to the seam in this case. And I like that contrast because now we have green contrasting against the brown. Okay. And if you guys, you know, ever wonder when I go live and things of that nature, at the top of my page is my Telegram. You can also type in exclamation mark Telegram, and it will give you the link in that way, because I always, you know, let you guys know when I'm going live, and I always share the link so that you guys can join me. So if you're ever wanting to join, that is a way to do it. Okay, so this really matches that side, so I'm actually going to glue it here on these two sides, so that way it will be, or we could actually bump it all the way up against here so it can be a tuck. Can do it either way. Can do it either way. So, alright, there's a little tiny bit of white. We're going to remove that. And let's glue this portion down. So we're creating another little tuck, but this is super cute because I'm actually gonna go and look for a stamp to put like Merry Christmas or something of that nature right there, because it's like perfect for that, like right there. And you know what? We're gonna, let's round this edge too. So again, that becomes a little area there to tuck something in. And you could write here, but I think I'm just going to stamp a nice little Christmas sentiment there. I think that will make it look really pretty. And then we have the, you know, tree farm, cut your own. I think that is super cute. We have the little truck. I think that's adorable. Let's see, what do we have? Let's make us another little pocket here. Okay, so again, you're going to grab a circle of some kind. This just happens to be a scalloped circle. I like how it looks. You're going to cut a little bit, like a half moon, maybe a little less, and that's going to help you get that pull out portion. What did I say I was going to put that? Put that right there. Or we could put that right over here. Oh, there's so many spots we can put stuff. Thank you. So I'm trying to stay more with like the greens and kind of like the neutrals, with a few little hints of red, but more of a darker red, not like a bright red. And that's kind of the vibe that I had for this little journal. So that's kind of what we're going for. So with a tuck, you only put glue on 2 sides. Okay? With a pocket, you put glue on three sides. Okay? So that would be like the difference if you ever wondered, like, hey, what's the difference between one or the other? Well, that's the difference. That is the difference right there. The difference is that is how many sides you're gluing down. Okay? So, pocket, 3 sides, tuck, 2 sides. Okay? Alright, we're going to let that do its thing. Let's give us over here a little belly band on this one as well. Actually, I'm going to leave that one alone. So. I was excited to be able to be here, my friend. I was super excited. I messaged Miss Yadi and was like, oh, please tell me that you're able to make a spot for me. And of course she is just absolutely amazing and was like, yes, of course. So, so you guys are not gonna see me for the next few days, and that's because hubby's birthday is on the 11th, which is Veterans Day. And for the first time in as long as he can honestly remember, and it not being like a Sunday, he's actually off, and that's because he took vacation. So we will be spending time together. We might go to a train museum, go look at some trains, which is what he loves. He loves trains. So that is where I will be. So y'all will not see me till I think the weekend, maybe. Yeah, especially if you're on Whatnot, you'll see me. Hey, you guys will see me Thursday, because Thursday we have our journaling event. So, y'all will see me Thursday. I will be back in everybody's view on Thursday. How about that? So, excited for that. Another journaling event, y'all. This time it'll be my event. Our monthly one over on my group. But thank you so much, Miss Yadi, for having me. I really do appreciate you so very much. Please go and see Miss Brenda. She is up. She is on. And remember to join the free group. It is Yadi's Workshop and Friends. And that way you can see everybody who's doing their version of a Christmas journal today. Again, I mean, it could be a full journal. It could be parts of a journal. But this is my little guy, and he is almost completely done. I mean, I'll add a few little more pieces to him, but other than that, he's pretty much finished. And to think that he started off like something that would have ended up in trash. Oh, you do? Oh. You might need to think about that one for a road trip. There, we have two in our area, so we're gonna, well, in our area, in Atlanta, that we're gonna go look at. One that's in North Georgia and one that is closer to us, because we did the one in Savannah earlier this year, so yay. But I did not know that. We'll look at that. I know he wants to at some point go to Tennessee and see the trains up there and stuff, so but that's what he likes, so we're gonna spend time together and do that. And I will see you guys back on Thursday. Thursday is the journaling event in my group, so I will see you guys then. I love every single one of you, and I hope to see you on Thursday. And then Friday, I am hosting a train in Whatnot, so hopefully you guys can pop on over there and see us there as well. Love you guys.